What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to be revisiting the Walther PPS M2 LE. And what the LE edition basically means is, you get a couple things. One, you get these photorescent phosphorus night sights, which basically means they have to charge underneath light. They're not like tritium where they glow always. These need to be in the light charging in order for them to work during the nighttime. So for instance, if you're carrying appendix or in the pocket, they are not going to be charged for when you use it at night. They have to be sitting underneath light for a long time in order to charge, and then they last a while, but it's not going to last all day. For instance, if you carry it for 8 hours, they're not going to be ready for when it's dark out. So you can always swap those out to regular night sights. This firearm's a great deal as is, so it leaves a little bit of room for extra money to spend on some night sights. I think I paid $350 for this, and what the LE edition also means is it comes with 3 magazine options, which we're going to go over. Which this firearm is always safety checked and cleared prior to every video, so are all the magazines. But before we get started, hit the like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe. This is a video that was viewer requested. They wanted me to revisit the Walther PPS M2 because they know I absolutely love this firearm. They probably just haven't seen it in a lot of videos as of recent. You can also hit the super thanks button if you want to help out the channel and donate. You can also check out the merch store down below or hit the shop button. We got some awesome merch and it all goes back to the channel. And I take that money and put it back into the channel to bring you guys better content. Anyways, let's get started. Right here is going to be your 6-round mag. So this is a 6+1 7-round setup. And what I like about this setup is you can pocket carry with it. You can also appendix carry with it. And it's very, very short. You're going to have 0 printing at all. So this can also serve as a deep concealment firearm. Then you can also throw in the 7-round mag, which happens to be my favorite. It fits my hand like an absolute glove. That is the #1 thing I love about the Walther PPS, is how it feels in your hand. When you throw this 7-round mag in with this textured awesome base plate, check out the texturing on that. It feels so good in the hand. Yes, I know it's only 8 rounds, but the way it feels allows you to shoot it so well. Last but not least, the 8-round mag. So now you're sitting at 8+1, 9 rounds. This is a setup that can compete with stuff like the SIG P365, the Hellcat, and all that. Because you're getting 9 rounds, it's getting close to 10 and so on, and you will be just fine with the right defensive ammo. But this also fits your hand like a glove. I kid you not. It feels like it's meant for my hands, and I know a lot of other people that also feel the exact same way. So for $350, you're getting an awesome firearm, brand, reliability of Walther, and 3 magazines. You really can't beat it. And that's what's so great about people calling single stacks and subcompacts obsolete is we get them for great deals. We get them for cheaper. We get them at great prices, and it doesn't mean like the firearm is any less. Now that it's technically in the budget price range, it doesn't mean that it's a budget firearm, which is really nice. It's just people's calling these firearms obsolete. All it does is help us out because now we're getting single stacks and subcompacts for super cheap, and what is better than that? Anyways, forward serrations, front serrations, they feel absolutely great. They are so easy to use. Also great rear serrations. An awesome finish on the Walther. See, I did pocket carry this for a while at work using a Vetter pocket locker holster, similar to this one. This one's for my Taurus GX4, but very similar to that, basically the exact same thing. And I absolutely loved it for work carry. I thought it was a great choice and everything. On top of that, what I will say is there is no rail, but on small firearms like this, I don't carry lights. I rarely carry lights in general, so that doesn't affect me at all. It takes down really easy like a Glock, and honestly, this thing racks like butter. See, if you have issues with your wrist, arthritis, if you've had surgery, like I've had double wrist surgery, which you can still see the scars right here and right here, firearms like this make you feel so good because you can rack the slide because it's literally like butter. There is no grit, there is no rubbing, there is no friction. It's literally just butter. And I did throw my own little memory pads on there. I like having a memory pad to help fight a little bit of recoil. That always helps on smaller firearms, especially light firearms. On this side, there's not really room to put one, so I didn't. But this is a great way to remember to keep your finger off the trigger. You put your finger here. Now your mind associates this with my fingers in the right spot until I'm ready to use my firearm. Now the trigger is another great part about this firearm. Check this thing out. Ready? I mean, unbelievable. Reset. It's longer, but you got to keep in mind, these smaller firearms tend to have longer resets and heavier triggers simply because people pocket carry with them. And therefore, they want a firearm that's going to be safe and not go off in the pocket. Let's do that again. I mean, so crisp and clean and predictable. On top of that, it has a really cool safety feature. Some people will think it's stupid. I think, hey, why not? Watch this, ready? So now let's say I just racked a round in the chamber, right? And you're going to holster your firearm. If something catches on that trigger, notice this right here. If something catches on that trigger and you see it when you go to holster, you can keep your thumb over this, first of all. You know, as you're going to put it in your holster, you put your thumb there, and all of a sudden, if you feel something catching it, you're going to feel your thumb being poked. Therefore, you can real quick remove it from the situation, reevaluate, and then go slow and focus on holstering. Because one of the #1 reasons for negligent discharges is reholstering. So that is a great way to go. I absolutely love that feature that they put in this. I think it's an awesome feature that more firearms should have, because once again, it's all about safety when it really comes down to it. The sights, I'm not the biggest fan of them, but they're very accurate. I do want to swap them out, which I probably will. All this writing and stuff like that, that's import stuff and all that. Not a big deal. I think the firearm looks really clean, really classic. The what do you call it? The magazine I pocket carry with is going to be the 6-round mag, but with mag guts, it's 7+1. Now, that's my favorite way to carry in the pocket. But when I carry appendix all day, I'm going the 7-round mag simply for the way it feels. So a 7+1 setup, just because look at that. It'll fit almost anyone's hand perfectly. And if you have a little bit larger hands, trust me, you throw in the 8-round mag, it's going to fit your hand like a gosh darn glove. And this kick out right here on this base plate really locks these fingers in, especially with this nice undercut. That finger's locked in. Your middle finger's sitting there, and then your pinky locks all of them together. It almost works as a system. Really nice for fighting recoil. And on top of that, it is a single stack, but it is heavier than stuff like your Glock 43 and stuff like that, but that just helps with recoil. It's a very flat shooting firearm. I haven't had one single malfunction through this firearm, and I have over 2,000 rounds through it. This is one of the firearms that people don't realize I really love, and the reason why I stopped posting content on it was all the haters. They say, oh, all you're doing is posting stuff about the Walther PPS M2. The reason is because I love it. It's just such a smooth shooter, very accurate, and what you realize is, I think the last time I made a video, I was up at 500 to 1,000 rounds, somewhere in there. What I was trying to explain to people is when you're dry firing these firearms, you know, it feels like it's a little bit heavy for that break. But when you're actually live firing, that trigger feels really good. And on top of that, it loosens up as you shoot. So the first box you shoot through this, it's not going to loosen up. But once you get to that 200, 300 round count through this firearm, that trigger lightens up and becomes an amazing, amazing single stack trigger. Probably the best trigger on any single stack out there. I like it better than my Shields. Like it better than, it's probably even in my Glock 43. It's better than the XDS, stuff like that. I absolutely love it. And like I said, 100% reliable. It'll eat anything you put through it. Now, I consider it similar to my Hellcat because I've ran crazy amounts of ammunition through this, different hollow points, cheap hollow points, cheap ammo, and it eats everything and spits it out. And another thing people don't realize is, you probably can't see in there, but there is a feed ramp on your barrel, just like the Hellcat, right? Every barrel has a feed ramp, but there's also a backup feed ramp right below. Sorry you can't see it, I'm trying to get it, but you can't really see it with the light going on, but there's another feed ramp that's built into the frame. And basically what that does is if a round is about to nosedive, because you never know with hollow points, the way they're shaped and stuff like that, sometimes they take a weird angle, that backup feed ramp is going to shoot it and push it up into your barrel's feed ramp for a good reliable feed. That is another awesome feature that people don't talk about on stuff like this, or the Hellcats, or the XDSs. That backup feed ramp is huge when it comes to reliability. Also, every magazine that comes from Walther is just quality, and that is also huge for reliability. So, absolutely love this firearm. I've never had one complaint about it. And also, I like the mag release a lot better than the lever release on the PPS M1. It just works so much better, and every control just works. I mean, it's just a functioning firearm that you're gonna have zero issues with. like I said, in a setup like this, very easy to conceal, very easy to carry, no printing. You can pocket carry if you really want to. So the Walther PPS is a firearm that should never be counted out, regardless of all these gun snobs out there and gun tubers that are, oh, it's only got, 6+1. You can't do anything with that. That's all bullcrap, guys. Trust me. It's all about your training, making sure your firearm's reliable, loving your firearm, taking it to the range every time you go if it's your carry firearm. And that's what really matters in all of this. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.